What's up everyone and welcome to my channel. I am Khaila Ariel, and listen, if you have made it to my little slice of the internet, I am so grateful. This is where all things lifestyle, becoming the best version of yourself and doing so in the most authentic way come together as one. You're probably wondering, what does that mean? Don't worry, we're going to get into it for sure. But before we get too comfortable, I have to let you in on just a little secret. This is my first ever YouTube video. If you would have told me a few years ago that I would be at this point in my journey, I would have believed you. But that's where things would get a little bit questionable. And I think oftentimes that is what makes us all so related in so many ways. Listen, I am someone who is extremely passionate about women, extremely about exchanging stories and conversations, but most importantly, leaving others feeling empowered to walk away like they can actually become the best version of themselves. And I think oftentimes, just those strides and those tangible, actionable takeaways, they're not things we learn in school. They're not things we learn at home. They happen over time during the process, during the journey of becoming, the journey of growth. And I'm just so excited to just center content around what that looks like specifically and how we can all get there in the best way possible. A little bit about who I am. Like I mentioned before, I am Khaila Ariel. You can call me Khaila. I am originally from Chicago, Illinois. I live in Dallas, Texas, and my journey has been very, very interesting, okay? A lot of what even got me started as a content creator, back in 2019, I started my blog, The Minor Detail, which you'll hear so much more about. But from that point, almost 4 years later, we have transitioned into so many different ways and forms. And I thought it would be one way, but we transitioned into a whole nother platform. And I think that is what life is about. Like, it really is twists and turns, ins and outs, almost very, 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 very unpredictable, but it's all so worth it and so fruitful. And so a lot of what inspires me on the day-to-day is just a real belief that we can all get there. We can all be at that point. And although I am still becoming, I am still growing, I have a lot to say and I have a lot to share. So I hope that you are in on this journey with me. I hope that you are willing to be a part of this process. It's really, really, really exciting. So you'll probably hear me say that more than once. Now, let's get to it. A little bit more about me, a little bit more about my background. Like I mentioned, from Chicago, live in Dallas. I went to college in 2013, graduated in 2017. And after college, I actually moved away to Los Angeles, California. And so in LA, I worked in the entertainment journalism space. I did some production work. I did a front desk job. Listen, y'all know it's expensive to live there, and I had to figure it out. But during that time, a lot of what I was learning about myself and my desires and what I wanted to see happen, I realized it didn't have to happen there. And so I moved away, I came back to Dallas, and then that's when I mentioned I launched my blog, The Minor Detail, but that wasn't it, because I just became a college grad. I really wanted to figure out, what I needed to do with my life, what I need to do with my career. And oftentimes, like many of us, we're trying to figure it out. And so it's so funny. I just thought I would never be a corporate girly. Like, I was like, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. I'm gonna figure this out. Yes, I was very quickly humbled because, again, we need to survive. We need to make money. And so I did get a 9-to-5 when I first moved here. And so a lot of my time was spent just navigating that journey. And so The Minor Detail, my blog, I started it, but I wasn't consistent and I would put it on the back burner. But it was something I really wanted to see come to life. And it has definitely done so over time. But across the span of 4 years, so much has happened, girl. So much. And a lot of what I have experienced, it's almost been like just taking the keys, taking the resources, stacking them, really just, kind of locking them away. And now I'm like, it's time to unleash. It's time to put other people on. It's time to speak more about what growth for me has looked like and how it could be, applicable to others' lives, to your day-to-day. And I just feel really excited about that. This feels super fruitful for me. I have been in the content creation space for a while now, from blogging to social to now producing a whole podcast, because The Minor Detail, spoiler alert, has transitioned into a podcast. So if you have not listened, we will get there, don't worry. But so many amazing things happening in the background, and now I feel confident enough, I feel ready to just share how I've gotten to this point. Although, and most importantly, this point does not look like everybody's version of success. Everybody's version of success is different. but that doesn't mean we wait. It doesn't mean we wait to share, you know, how we've gotten there. It doesn't mean that we have to reach a certain height or a certain point in our lives to almost be like validated or to almost justify, you know, what makes us worth being celebrated or credited or whatever you want to call it. Listen, so many things happening there, but at the end of the day, I do see that it all comes and ladders back up to what makes me most passionate is seeing people thrive, women especially, seeing women thrive, becoming the best version of themselves and just operating at that highest level. And so I'm glad that you're here. But a little bit more about what you can expect to see content-wise, okay? Because we have a little mix. We are human. We have different interests and desires and loves. And so a lot of what, as a content creator, I also really, really love is skincare, beauty, body care. Like, it's not necessarily wellness, but again, like creating the most well version of me and what that looks like. And so a lot of times what I just find myself sharing in the day-to-day, like friends and family, and of course, like existing communities, like what skincare I'm loving, what routines I'm loving, what I'm not loving and why, you know what I mean? And so we can definitely expect to see some of that more like lifestyle space content. I may vlog a girly, okay, listen, the day-to-day life is interesting. It gets very interesting over here. I have not mentioned, but I am working a 9-to-5 job right now. I am a social strategist in the fintech space. So very interesting, you know, day-to-day things that are happening there, but also just like navigating through it all, navigating being in a relationship. I'm engaged, and so being a fiance and that journey, navigating being a friend and like the duality of friendships and how community really does create such a strong foundation for me especially, as well as like, you know, just fun travel and trips and, you know, the things that really just keep me upbeat and just feeling like fluid in life, right? Because balance, I don't know if I subscribe to balance anymore, but definitely living a very like harmonious life is what I should say. And then, you know, content and conversation around like those actionable, tangible takeaways and steps to becoming that best version. You know, things that are no longer serving you and where you are, or, you know, how to be on track for growth and like taking leaps of faith and what that looks like. Productivity. How are we maximizing the most of our time? And so it is a real mix over here, okay? Things will be different on different days. What you can expect are weekly uploads every Thursday. Yes, every week. You will see me, you will hear from me, and it will be amazing. And we will be doing this together, and we will be in community together, and we will be growing together. You guessed it. Listen, it is my hope that you will stick around. It is my hope that you will find conversation with me fruitful, that you will leave always feeling expired. No, that you will always leave feeling inspired and ready to take that next step, whether it's leveling up, whether it's making different decisions or choices for yourself, or whether it's just being encouraged. You know, sometimes we just need some encouragement, like a warm hug. And so I'm really just happy to be on this journey with you. I'm super grateful, and you will get to see more of me in the coming weeks, months, years. Okay, we speaking on it. If you have not already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any content coming from me. Follow me across social at Khaila Ariel. That's Khailariel. We're gonna put it on screen so you can see it too. But follow me at Khaila Ariel for all things community, lifestyle, wellness, being the best version of yourself, attacking the world and being happy and joyous. I'm promising a lot, but follow along for the journey. Clearly, it'll be a fun ride. I'm so grateful that you're here. Until next time, we'll talk later.